There we go. We're live on YouTube. Woo. Hello, YouTube.
Hello.
And we're going to go live on to the Diamond Club.
What's up?
Hit up that Diamond Club. All right. We should be there. We should be good there, too. All right. So, hi, everybody. This is Gamer Geeks. It's been a while since we've done this. Oh, we're back. Back.
In black.
Well, most of it. And Raul has a gimp-ass computer right now. All right. So, then, without further ado, we're going to hit this thing up in 5, 4, 3.
You are listening to a podcast of the Geek.io Media Network. For all of our shows and more, visit geek-io.net. And to help support the network, head over to patreon.com/geek.io.
This is the Gamer Geeks podcast, your one-stop shop for news and reviews for video, card, and tabletop games, with your hosts CJ, Raul, and Brendan.
Yep. That's right. I need to change that out. Yes, indeed, friends. It is a brand new year. That means it is time for a brand new Gamer Geeks. This is the Gamer Geeks podcast, episode number 7, recorded January 8th, 2016. I am your host, CJ, and joining me this week is our brand new person. Feel free to haze him all you want and however you please. Welcome to the podcast, Delbert.
Hey, guys. Don't haze me, bro. We're good. How's it going?
One of them.
All of them.
How you been, dude?
Been good. Hanging out, having fun.
All right. Well, as we normally do, tell us a little bit about yourself. What kind of games you like to play, and why in the world would I think that you are decent enough of a host to come onto this show and talk about video games with me every week?
Well, let's see. I PS2, PS3, PS4, Xbox One, custom-built gaming PC.
Fanboy.
Yeah. Shut. Every single Nintendo handheld ever made. 2 PlayStation Vitas for no reason, because actually one of them is Japanese account, the other one's not, so good for both of them. And yeah, and I just started a YouTube channel, so I've been working on that the last week. It was coming along really good, so I hope I know what I'm doing right now.
Got some good 3 content up there. It's almost as though they pushed out. It's almost as though it's an anniversary of it or something.
A little bit, yeah. I don't know. It's weird.
So other than what we're talking about today, you been playing anything in particular you want to talk about?
Well, as you mentioned, the Diablo 3 event I was doing started with Diablo 3 on my first series on my YouTube channel, and that's found in the links in my name somewhere, wherever it's at. You can find it all there, and just doing a playthrough. And I also did the Darkening of Tristram event, which I actually enjoyed. So
I have not had the chance to hop in there yet and do it. I don't like the fact that it's only 8 directions, and that kind of drives me crazy. But
honestly, you don't really notice it very much. It doesn't feel like it.
Oh, dude, I like just randomly running around in 360 degrees, so I will probably notice it.
Same, but it's a good 8 directions. Why can't I move 96 degrees? Gosh damn you! So yeah, it's pretty good. It's definitely tuned for a lower level character though. Like
yeah, so start a new character and run through it.
Yeah, they recommended a level 1 character just start fresh, and I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to probably after this stream is over. I'm going to go hit it on my level 70 Crusader and see what it's like on like Torment 5. But but it's
just to see how much.
Yeah, just
smashing it.
Exactly, just to see what it feels like. So, but yeah, at level 1, even on normal difficulty, it's tuned very well.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome. I love the fact that even though we didn't get an expansion at BlizzCon this year, we have some good quality content for it at least.
Indeed. At least to hold us over until the Necromancer finally comes back.
Yeah, we're going to have to create some kind of content to go along with that, because just releasing a class isn't going to do much.
Mm. Well, the fact that they introduced a big event like this tells me that they're probably got something big planned for the Necromancer.
Yeah, probably. For myself, I've just been playing a lot, other than what I'm talking about later, I've just playing a lot of Pokemon. Pokemon Sun and Moon came out since the last time we recorded, and coming to nobody's surprise, I am playing quite a bit of that.
Same.
It's a lot of fun. Like, I really like what they've done
Yeah.
with this generation. I do miss Mega Evolutions. I liked that in the last generation, and the fact that they're not here just feels kind of weird.
But now you can dance with your Pikachu.
Yeah, but like, I don't care about the Pikachu dance. I want my Mega Aerodactyl. Like, they gave me an Aerodactyl. I'm like, I'm never going to use this guy because I don't get Mega Aerodactyl.
But the Pikachu dance is so cute.
I don't care about the Pikachu dance.
And it only works. It only works for Pikachu too. So you can't even get an Alolan Raichu and still use it. It's done after you evolve it, which sucks.
It's all right because nobody ever evolves their Pikachu.
But it's a surfing Raichu. It's hilarious.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not a bad type combination either, but
No.
like, it just, nobody ever evolves their Pikachu. Poor Electric Fairy, or is it Psychic? One of the two. Raichu.
It's electric.
We're gonna reinvent Raichu, you guys. You guys might use him now. Nope. Especially now that we've given Pikachu his own little special dance. That's really the only complaint I have about it, though. Is just like they teased us with Mega Evolution in the last generation and just ripped it from us.
I'm hoping that they actually cover why it didn't actually come back in.
Yeah, or maybe when they do
content.
their patch either this month or next month to allow for cross trading and Pokemon Bank, maybe they'll be put back in. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the functionality is there. They just haven't turned it on because there's no Mega Stones defined.
Yeah, well, I mean, you kind of have Mega Stones, but you don't with the Z Stones.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just happy that the rivals are not incredibly annoying this time around. So, I mean, even Emo Dude isn't bad. So,
Yeah. He actually ramps up in difficulty pretty well too, so it's not too terribly surprising when you meet him for the first time and almost get slaughtered.
yeah, right. Yeah,
Like that
Type
first
Null.
time,
Don't mess with Type Null. Like, he will mess you up.
It's actually really funny too, because when I fought him right before the Elite Four, he was a lot weaker even after evolving his Type Null. He just
I haven't gotten up to that point yet.
Yeah. He evolves it right before the Elite Four, and as you're going up the mountain, he fights you. And I swear, like I felt like Silvally is a lot weaker compared to Type Null. Maybe that was just because my stuff was
Possibly.
very well organized, but
Have you beaten the Elite Four yet? Have you faced possibly canonically gay Ash and Gary?
I haven't found them yet. No, I did beat the Elite Four, but
Apparently, like, they get ramped up in difficulty too. Like, after you come back to them.
I would hope so. Let's be honest. The red fight in Gold and Silver was my favorite fight of the entire game.
Yeah, well, I mean, because it's supposed to be hard, and like, it's. I mean, I appreciate the easiness, like, for families, but like, I don't know. Just give me hard stuff and make it like not that difficult to find.
Yeah.
But enough about the Pokemans. We'll probably be talking about that more maybe next week because stuff is happening. Before we get on into the news, though, let's go ahead and take a quick word from our sponsor. And this is the part that I edit out and the live people don't have to do. Hello, Diamond Club. I see you chatting. Hello, my friends. Might eat some pumpkin dessert. Yes. Ooh, what's this? Ooh, I get a cappuccino. I get a protein cappuccino. Sweet.
Giggity.
I don't need the pumpkin now. Pumpkin, you go over there. You go right there. Ha, there. All right, going back in 3, 2. Welcome back. If you want a free ad-free experience, listen to us live over at diamondclub.tv Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern. But enough of that. Let's go ahead and hit up the news.
On to the news.
Yes, indeed. On to the news. Injustice 2 has a release date, you guys. It is coming out May 16th. It is, for those who don't know what Injustice is, it is basically Mortal Kombat with your favorite DC superheroes and or villains. We do get Deadshot in this one now. Of course,
Nice.
Harley Quinn is coming back. They did a big thing with those two announcing the release date. So, yay.
Of course they would, considering Suicide Squad just came out.
Yeah. I love Injustice 1. Like it is a lot of fun. I actually just recently started playing it again. And like it's ridiculously fun. So I am excited to have that come back. So I actually got surprised by some news today. Disney, of all people, is launching a $99 streaming box. Why is this on Gamer Geeks, you ask? Because it plays Android games.
Really?
They revealed it at CES. Tom's Guide gave a full write-up of it, and we have the link over to GameSpot where they're linking to that. Peripheral company Snakebite is making it, streaming TV movie content. It'll come preloaded with movies, shows, and games, though Disney did not release its full lineup. You can buy a controller. It's slated to go on sale this year.
Seems strange.
Yay, Disney!
Yeah, it seems strange, though, that they would launch a streaming box after killing Disney Infinity.
Maybe it's the same group that ended up working on some of the games. I don't know. Maybe they're gonna find a way to put Disney Infinity on there.
Maybe. Or maybe they're rebooting Disney Infinity for this thing.
Yeah, that's a possibility. I just hope that they do put a little bit of power behind it and not just put like the where's my Mickey thing and like where's my water and stuff like that, not just their mobile games, but like give us like some of the like DuckTales remastered and things like that. Like put those on there as well. That would be freaking amazing.
Maybe put Kingdom Hearts 1 on there just to get people hyped.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're releasing the entire Kingdom Hearts anthology between 2.8 coming out this month and 1.5 and 2.5 coming out in March.
Mm-hmm.
Which is weird that they're releasing the games that you play first, last, and the games you play last first. But hey, that's how Kingdom Hearts pretty much operates. Kingdom Hearts 3 still doesn't have a release date. You guys, we can all still be sad.
And you have to have a book to try to figure out the timeline of Kingdom Hearts.
Yes, like I was like, all right, because I was talking to one of my coworkers about it, and he's like, so like, what game should I play? And I'm like,
Yes.
Yep. All right, hold on, Google. I'm sorry, what? Even me Googling it, it's like, all right, 368 over ice cream or whatever takes place over all of the games, but none of the games, but all of the games, and then that other game.
And the cool thing about the anthologies is there's like half the games you can't even play anymore because they're just like, we're just going to release them as a video because screw trying to understand them.
Yeah. All right. What else do we have on news? It's actually a pretty short news week. New year, not a lot of news. The news cycle is pretty low this time of year. So,
yeah, the only other thing that I've been able to find is there's actually a release date finally for Mass Effect Andromeda.
woot!
They've been throwing out trailers over the last few months, and they've looked great. And they finally released the release date as March 21st, alongside a trailer of actual gameplay. So it looked really, really good.
Did they confirm that that's not coming to the Switch?
I think so. I think or they haven't confirmed it, but it seems very, very likely. Considering
Boo.
it looks really high graphics oriented.
Now, with
And-
the rumors of the Switch going around, I mean, it looks like it might have like it sounds like they are doing the dedicated VGC
Mhm.
and the thing,
Mhm.
but I don't know.
And you never
And
know.
you're getting oh,
Andromeda might be Nintendo's ace in the hole. Waiting until the big release on the Switch to be like, by the way, Andromeda.
yeah, you are not only getting The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, but also Mass Effect Andromeda.
On the go.
Yeah, right.
That
Like-
would sell 90% of people on it, I think.
Right. Well,
Like
if they
just
do
being
the
able to,
right
like-
thing, Breath of the Wild as a release title for the Switch, yeah, that is gonna be like buying a Wii again.
Yeah, like honestly, they better have it as a launch title because let's face it, there's been too long without an actual Zelda game.
Yeah, I mean, Hyrule Warriors was great and all, but it's not an actual Zelda game. So,
No. It was Dynasty Warriors with Link.
which I mean was great. I love both of those things. That game is really freaking good, but it's not a Zelda game.
Yeah. But it's the first game you can play as Zelda, so I guess that counts. Kind of.
I mean,
Not counting
kinda,
Sheik.
I guess.
Or Smash Brothers.
Yeah, but it's Smash Bros. And couldn't you play as Sheik in like one of the Ocarina of Time re-releases?
I think so. But I'm not
Which
counting Sheik because
which is
it's officially
technically
not
not
Sheik.
Zelda.
yeah, true enough. But it's not.
It's no spoiler alert for Ocarina of Time. Sheik is Zelda.
Sorry guys, I'm sorry. We should have put a trigger warning there.
Yeah, right. So, all right, on into our Blizzard corner, which is where most of our news is coming from. Overwatch is running its PTR right now, and quite a bit of updates going in there. They released live the Oasis map, which is another King of the Hill map, and it's not that great in my opinion, mainly because I'm maining Symmetra right now, and she's kind of bad in that map. But, you know, semantics, I guess. But on the PTR, we have a whole lot of changes going on right now. Because everybody was asking for it, actually, this kind of makes sense. The emote wheel is getting an update. You can now equip up to 4 emotes, sprays, and voice lines from within the hero gallery. Voice lines and emote submenus can be accessed by using left and right mouse buttons within the communication wheel. So probably L1 and R1 or left button and right button for your console players. And you can bind individual sprays, emotes, and voice lines to unique keys or mouse buttons.
Nice.
That makes me happy. Ana is getting a nerf, you guys. Ana's biotic grenade's healing boost on allies has been decreased by a whopping 50%. Yikes.
Nerf.
To kind of benefit or kind of supplement that, Diva is kind of getting another rebalanced. Her base health is being increased from 200 to 400, and her armor is being decreased from 400 to 200. So her 600 health pool is going to remain, but for healing characters, will be actually able to heal her more, and her shield will not be such a big thing, because it's kind of a pain in the butt when your Mercy can only heal you 30 or 40% of your health. Her fusion cannons from within the mech, the bullet damage is being decreased from 3 to 2 per bullet, and the number of bullets per shot has been increased from 8 to 11. So spread all of the things.
All of them.
Roadhog, Chain Hook 2.0. Targets are now pulled directly in front of Roadhog rather than straight to him, except in cases where Roadhog drastically rotates. Hook targets are now released if they leave Roadhog's line of sight before being pulled. Line of sight checks, which detect if targets should be initially hit by the hook, are now done from Roadhog's position rather than the hook's position. So no more hooking through multiple walls, you guys. This is ridiculous. Like, this was really, really a big thing, and why I hated seeing Roadhog on the other team, because if I'm on as Diva, magically I'm being slammed through 3 walls, even though I never saw him. So it felt like I was facing a Hanzo with a lot more armor. Without the Ryu.
Yeah, I think they need a little bit more work though, because one of the things the developer said is you cannot hook somebody and then turn 180 degrees and jump them off a cliff. And then I immediately saw a video underneath that showed that exact thing happening.
Yep.
So
right.
it's not entirely fixed yet, but it's getting there.
Yeah. Sombra's hack got boost from 1 second to 0.8 seconds, which is kind of nice because that's not really an ability that's used that much, even though that's kind of the entire point of her character. Because a full second to hack somebody is just, that's too long when you're under fire. So user interface updates. Stay as team button lights up when anyone on your team has clicked it. Yay, I guess. Kill feed got an update. Hero ability icons are now displayed. Ultimate abilities are now indicated with an orange arrow, and headshot eliminations are now indicated with a red icon on your kill feed. This was a pretty, and then the slew of bug fixes. Fixed a bug that allowed spectators to click the stay as a team button.
That's exciting.
Wow. Fixed a bug that prevented Roadhog Bot from grabbing enemies with his chain hook through friendly Reinhardt's barrier shield. And fixed a bug preventing players from receiving experience points when playing off-season games. Yeah, that's a pretty major.
That's a pretty big
bug. So yeah, that's the PTR for Blizzard for Overwatch. It's only been out for a couple of days now, so we'll probably get another week or so about it, and then it'll be pushed out. It would not surprise me, not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday.
Indeed. Soon.
TM. What else we got?
Well, we mentioned the anniversary event for Diablo 3 that went live on the 4th of last week. And in addition to adding the portal into the past, you can go get the Diablo 1 anniversary event. There are a lot of class-specific fixes, depending on... Honestly, there's a lot more than focusing on any individual one. So if you actually play a certain class, I would definitely recommend reading the patch notes to see what happened. But one of the main things that popped up is a new legendary gem, gotten from beating the Dark Lord in the event. It's called the Red Soulstone Shard. It affects that. Damn, I can't speak at all today. Jesus. The effects say that periodically struggle for control, unleashing a ring of fire that inflicts 12,500% weapon damage to all enemies it passes through.
Wow.
Which I'm like, I saw that and I'm like, oh my god, a fire build?
Right?
That's Greater Rift material right there. Just destroying everything without even trying. Torment 10 at level 1.
And the event's only available in January, so...
Mm-hmm. So if you haven't gotten it yet, I would definitely recommend getting through it. The event itself, you can still get the achievements. It doesn't matter what difficulty you run it on. So if you want a difficulty spike, you could run it on higher difficulties. But the first time through, you can just run it on normal and get the stuff out of the way. Some of the achievements, most of the achievements are easy to find. It's just one of them that requires you to run it multiple times because it requires killing about 40 or so rares that don't always pop up. So you have to run it multiple times to get the next spawns coming up.
Fun.
Yeah, so it's like I said, it doesn't take long. I think my playthrough was 40 minutes on normal, and that was taking my time running through stuff. On higher difficulty,
Okay.
When I tried it on master, but when I lost the recording for master, it took me an hour to get halfway through. So it really depends on what difficulty you want to spend it on. But obviously, if you're fully kitted out level 70, you can blast through in probably 20 minutes.
Fair.
but it's definitely, I like it.
All
It's
right.
definitely a good event.
Fair. So we're gonna take actually no, we're gonna take a break after this. We for the tabletop board, and hey, I have a bumper for this I should probably play. Bumper. Yeah, that's a thing. I might not play that anymore. Considering it's just a bunch of noises. So I have wanted to for a while now to start up a podcast called The Deck List, which is basically kind of going around for card games and telling people about them, because it's weird being like when talking about things and other types of other terminologies blends into my other game talk that nobody understands what I'm talking about. So I'm going to do a deck list strategy segment on various games of the card variety. This time around, for the first segment, it's just going to be some common terminology that you're going to hear throughout the time and what they mean. First thing is metagame or the meta. Basically, that is what people are playing now, and that is the popular tournament scene or whatever builds happen to be popular. You may hear meta kits for meta builds for like Diablo or anything like that. I agree.
Indeed.
So that's the basic meta game, or the meta. Net decking, which is something pretty unique to card games. Basically, you look up best tournament decks for Magic the Gathering, and you 100% copy that deck. That is what they call net decking. Hearthstone is rife with this, especially for the tavern brawls. You will pretty much see the same pirate warrior deck, and not only is it a meta game, I can guarantee a lot of people are net decking. Next, you'll see kind of deck types that you'll see. Aggro, which is short for aggressive. Basically, you play in a resource-based card game. You play very small minions that just ramp up very quickly, and just you can play. You'll have a turn where you play 21 ones, and that is the key for an aggro creature deck. Control is the exact opposite, where you are doing your best to control the board and just wheedle your opponent down slowly. Typically, those two just kind of clash heads against each other, because an aggro deck doesn't want to really control deck, and control decks typically take longer to get off the board, get off the ground, so they may not be able to handle themselves against aggro decks. Burn is something that you don't see a lot of in Hearthstone, but in Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh, you get a lot of those. Burn is pretty much direct damage. You get your spell damage. And you limit the amount of monsters that you have to just maximize spell control. Doesn't necessarily need to be an aggro deck. There are burn aggro and burn control type decks as well. Either referencing one could be considered like a free, if you're only a Hearthstone player, which I know a bunch of our listeners would only probably be Hearthstone players. The new Reno Mage that's going around that has like 6 creatures in it would be considered a burn control deck. And on the opposite spectrum of that, you have gain decks, which, as you might tell, just gain you a crap ton of life. Personally, my least favorite kind of deck, and certainly my least favorite kind of deck to play against in any given game, because it is really incredibly annoying to face those kind of decks where it's like, all right, cool, I have 30 creatures. I'm going to be able to hit you for 30 damage. I gain 116 life.
Stupid elf decks.
Hates. All right, fine. I will hit you for 70. I gain 203 health. You know what? I'm just gonna scoop because scoop's another one where you just give up. I'm just gonna give up because, well, yeah.
Because reasons.
Because I don't feel like being here for 5 hours.
It's worse than a game of Monopoly.
Right? So, we are going to take another quick break from our sponsors here really quick. And when we return, we will be back with reviews. All right, so that's going to break on that. I am actually going to walk away from the computer really quick because I think I might need to go throw up.
Cool. Go to the bathroom as well.
Ugh.
You survived.
Not really. All right. Jesus. It hurts really bad.
Yeah, we do that.
All right. Jesus. All right. This is harder than I thought I was going to be.
You can do it. I believe in you.
All right. Going in 3, 2, 1. And welcome back. Before we get rambling anymore, let's hit the review.
It's time for reviews.
Oh, I forgot how loud that one was.
Indeed.
It is very loud. It is indeed time for reviews. So, first of all, I want to talk about a game that just now got into pre-alpha. It was a Kickstarter game called Children of the Zodiarcs. This is a game that is from a bunch of people that did Final Fantasy Tactics back in the day. And they split off from Square Enix to do their own thing. And they launched a Kickstarter that was wildly successful. And sometime this year, the game should be coming out. I was granted pre-alpha access to the game. And I gave it 60 minutes because I turned off the game to go somewhere and I realized that there's no save function implemented in the game yet. So, yeah. Children of the Zodiarcs, again, is a strategy RPG. So, right then and there, it's right up my alley. Like, they mentioned when the Kickstarter was going around, it was like, yeah, from the people who made Final Fantasy Tactics and people who love Shining Force. Uh-huh. Shut up and take my money. But yeah, pre-alpha status, as you could probably tell, needs a little bit of love. Some of the assets aren't there yet. Save function isn't available yet. There's literally no storyline implemented in it yet. But for the gameplay, it's Final Fantasy Tactics crossed with a dice and card game. So, yes. When this game is fully done and polished, if it just ramps up from where it is right now, I can only imagine how great this game is going to be. But for right now, I'm kind of forced to review it at base level, and I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 because it's rough around the edges right now, pretty rough. But for a pre-alpha game, this game has a ton of potential, and I can't wait for that to fall. I can't wait for that to come around. Next game I'm going to review is Witch and the 100 Night Revival Edition from Nippon Ichi Software. Gotta love the Nissa. This is a PS2 game, or PS3, that they re-released on the PS4 in HD, and also all of the DLC involved in it. Basically, you are what looks kind of like a Heartless from Kingdom Hearts, taking as a familiar of a very foul-mouthed swamp witch, and you basically are helping her take over the world. So yeah, it's awesome, and it's very sweary and great.
Awesome.
And boobs. There's boobs.
Of course.
It's a 4 out of 5 because holy crap, that game is really good.
Boobs.
And speaking of Nippon Ichi Software, Atelier Sophie for PS4 came out in March. It's what Rachel is currently playing right now. And yeah, I didn't realize this game came out. Somehow I missed it. It's the newest Atelier game. So it's your Alchemist. Same thing I reviewed with Eska and Logi on our first episode of Gamer Geeks. So yeah, it follows that same structure. And that being said, it's still really good. Other than the fact that for some reason, they now pronounce Logi's name wrong. And they call him Logi now. And also the voice actors say Atelier wrong, and they just call it Atlier. And that's kind of annoying.
Maybe you've been wrong all this time.
No, I asked a Frenchman.
Dun, dun, dun.
So yeah, that is the correct way of saying it. It's as always great game. Not perfect by any stretch of the measure because it's still like its plot almost is non-existent.
Yeah, I played a couple of these.
Like you are literally just kind of going around and poking things just because you can poke them.
Works for me.
So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 because it's not great, it's not perfect, but man, it's good. And finally, I want to talk about World of Final Fantasy. Raul was streaming this game for a while and stopped playing it because it's a long game and it's hard to stream that long of a game. And I understand that. However, this is Final Fantasy with Pokemon, you guys. Like, this game is my perfect game. They somehow captured everything that I wanted in a game into one freaking game. And it is really freaking cool. Like, I absolutely love like the characters, the music, the animation, the storyline. Like it's a really rich, thick story in the music. I bought the freaking soundtrack, you guys, because it has music from literally every Final Fantasy game, including like Mystic Quest.
Nice.
Um,
Good soundtrack.
yes, it is really, really fantastic, and just I'm working on platinuming it right now. I had to stop it because I was losing myself a little bit too much into it. So right now I've only beaten it twice. So
Only.
And I got another playthrough to go through before I can get my platinum, I think, because I keep missing some things. But out of 5, I'm going to give this game a 7.
Seems legit.
Because, good Lord, so good. It's so good. Don't judge me.
Never. The writing is
All right,
fantastic.
Del, what you got for me?
Well, first off, I'm just gonna. I know it's an old one, but Diablo 3. I mean, I'm streaming it and making it, getting back into it after a little while, and it's still just as good as I remember it being, especially after the Reapers update. I remember playing when it first came out, and loot was a disaster in the beginning. Like, I remember like getting like my best thing on my mage before I stopped playing was like this helmet that had like 3 of every single stat on there. I'm like, this is great, it's really good. And then I quit, and then Luke 2.0 came out, and I played that character again and got one thing that replaced everything. I'm just like, this is ridiculous. I got more from this one item than I did from everything I had on my character before. But yeah, the anniversary event is really good. It definitely hits the nostalgia factor. So Diablo 3 has always been a fun one for me. So definitely a 4 out of 5. It still has its issues. It's not as deep in the building section as Diablo 2 was, but I definitely enjoy playing it. It's an easy and fun hack and slash. You just boot it up, kill some monsters for about 20 minutes, and call it a day.
Very cool.
The next one I have is Skyrim Special Edition. So that was a re-release nobody wanted. It wasn't something many people were asking for. Yeah, exactly. And it was remastered a little bit. It had access to the Bethesda mod store, which Fallout 4 has. So Skyrim has some baked-in mods to it already, so you don't have to go too far to start modding into it, which is something that is fantastic. You shouldn't have to download something extra in order to have mods in a game like that. Which I also heard that Skyrim Script Extender is possibly getting updated for the special edition.
What?
Yeah, I heard that today. So things that are one of the big mods that required Script Extender might be making a comeback in special edition, which is pretty awesome. But having played a lot of Skyrim back in the day, mods were a necessity for special edition.
Yes.
I mean, having played through Helgen 1,000 times, I'm definitely glad to have gotten Live Another Life. It just makes the game a lot different because you can play completely differently every time. Which is, you could have still done the same thing, but you still have the same beginning every time, and it just would have gotten draggy after a while. The fact that I can boot Skyrim Special Edition right now and immediately jump into the Dark Brotherhood is fantastic.
Yes.
And that's so Skyrim Special Edition is a solid 5 out of 5. It's always been one of my solid favorites. Elder Scrolls in general, honestly.
Except for that online one, which is still weird. But I don't like. It's such a good game. It really and truly is. It doesn't feel like a 5-year-old game either.
No, it really doesn't. And I'm waiting. I feel like this year at E3 we're going to hear something about Elder Scrolls 6.
Maybe. I don't know. I hope so.
At least that's my hope, because last year was all Fallout and other things, but who knows? We'll see. I'm definitely hoping for more Elder Scrolls, though. And the last game I've been playing is Final Fantasy 15. I've been playing that on the Xbox. I actually wasn't looking forward to that. I wanted to play it, but I never really had the this is a game I have to have type feel to it.
Yeah.
And after picking it up, because I had nothing else to play at the time and playing a little bit of it, it's good. It's not Final Fantasy 7 or Final Fantasy 10 quality good, but it's a far cry from Final Fantasy 13 in terms of linearity.
And also not Far Cry.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely a lot more open. It's still kind of linear in places, although it says there are times it's like, are you sure you want to do this right now? You might not be able to come back. And then nothing happens. Like, you can still go back and do everything you were doing in the first place. So it kind of ramps you up for the linearity and then just never gives it to you, which is cool. So far, the boss fights I've had have been fantastic. There's one where you're in an Imperial base fighting a Dragoon, and she's just jumping through the air and spearing you from the heavens. It's hectic, and it was a lot of fun. I haven't finished it yet, but definitely recommend giving it a shot if you haven't looked into it yet.
That's awesome.
And then it's really cool too, because after that fight, I was doing some other missions, and I was running around in the dark, which they say you shouldn't do because of the daemons that pop up. And suddenly, this Imperial drop ship shows up, and she jumps out and says, "Yo, thought you guys could use some help, so I'm here to help." I'm just like, what the hell? What?
Sure. Is that Lady Sid?
Yeah. She just pops in and helps out for a bit and then just jumps away. And I'm like, okay. That was cool.
Yeah, Lady Sid.
So
I want to play it. I haven't got the chance to play it yet. Just because I have so much to play, I've chosen not to pick it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely good. I haven't finished the story yet. I'm about chapter 6 or 7, I believe, and there's 13 major chapters. From what I've heard, though, I would probably wait to pick it up right now until the free patches are coming out, because they're going to be adding more dialogue and stuff to the final chapter and fleshing out the ending more, as well as giving DLC for all the other characters, so you can actually learn the history of the 4 characters together.
Wait.
So it's good. I'd recommend it, but I would probably wait a little bit just to see what they do with the DLC and stuff.
Legit. Yeah. I will definitely end up picking it up. I mean, even though I didn't care for 13 and its sequels, I still bought them.
Yeah.
So I'll pick it up, maybe just when it's on sale.
I'm sure it'll be on sale pretty quickly, because I'm sure people have already beaten it and gotten rid of it because they just don't want it anymore.
Yeah. So next up, we have our retro review, where we take an older game, at least 10 years old, and we talk about it like we just played it today. Delbert's starting up his first show, and I'm going to make him do one. Delbert, what are we reviewing today?
So I chose this one a few months ago, back when we were originally planning to do episode 7. Sorry. And it was to help commemorate the launch of Sun and Moon. I chose Pokemon Silver. It came out in 1999 for the Game Boy Color, and I have so many fond memories of that game, I swear to God.
Yeah.
I played Red and Blue, but Silver and Gold just hit. That's when I knew right then and there I was going to be playing Pokemon for probably the rest of my life.
Joe Mon's like, hell, let's talk about in the Diamond Club chat room. Hell, talk about old games. I just reinstalled Quake 3 Arena. Good Lord.
Yes. That's awesome.
That's some dedication to some classics.
Seriously. A good choice, though. It's definitely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I'm going to pretend like I don't know anything about this. So this is the second generation, correct?
Mm-hmm. This is
Pokemon?
The first sequel to the original generation. So this is back in the day. Everybody who played Red and Blue were expecting something completely different, and what they got was roughly the same thing.
including the same game.
Exactly. New monsters, new locale, with the old one baked in once you beat the Elite Four, which, spoiler alert, in case you were hadn't played it yet. Yeah, I remember when I played it, my first playthrough, I picked up Cyndaquil because I always loved the fire types.
Yeah.
Typhlosion was one of my favorites. And I
Yeah,
think this was the last series when
I liked, for some reason, yeah, I just kind of stuck with him because the other two were not great in Generation 2. That was the one with, that wasn't the one with the Mudkips. That was 3.
That was 3.
This one was Trico. No, that was 3 too, I think.
Totodile and Chikorita.
Oh yeah, I like Totodile.
Totodile was my favorite once I went back and tried it again with my other game because I had both. Because I'm a Pokemon nerd.
Yeah, I'm not huge on the grass starters up until Rowlet came out this generation.
Rowlet is so good.
I named him Dr. Hoot because he has a bow tie.
I saw that. Because bow ties are cool.
They are cool, and like he never stops being cool. Like, but yeah, I mean, Pokemon Silver and Gold. The greatest experience of this recently was watching Twitch plays Pokemon with this.
Oh yeah,
it was so good.
Honestly, watching Twitch plays Pokemon is just a highlight of any day.
Yeah. That was one of those things where I don't have anything else on TV right now. I'm going to load up my app for Twitch and just load up Twitch Plays Pokemon and watch that hilarity happen.
All hail Lord Helix.
Yes. and how they hacked the final red battle with the Pokemon that they had at the end of Red 2. Oh my god.
It was incredible. I'm surprised they got as far as they did before they added the democracy system. Like, it was amazing.
So yeah, Pokemon Silver, Generation 2 was not my favorite, to be honest. Like, the frustration of the dogs really irritated me.
Oh yeah. The introduction of the runners. That was the worst part of Generation 2.
Yeah, I'm a collector. I gotta catch them all. It's not just a slogan. It's a compulsion. And when I physically can't catch them, that's not okay. So that kind of soured me on it a lot. I did play Soul Silver, and I played Heart Gold because I like Ho-Oh better than Lugia. I played Heart Gold when it was re-released, and they improved it a bit, but still it was frustrating.
The best part of Soul Silver and Heart Gold was the fact you actually had a companion following you around.
Yes, I'm saddened that they don't have that around still.
I know. I have heard rumors that it may be possible coming up if they have the Switch release of Pokemon.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's apparently every Pokemon in Sun and Moon have an actual sprite that has been built. So we will see if that's a release that even happens. Haven't even heard confirmation that it's even real yet, but data miners have found it.
There's so many rumors about the Switch, which is what we're like I said. I think hold on, I should probably look things up before I just go spouting my mouth off at them. Press conference. I'm wanting to say that it is Thursday. Nintendo.com. What do you got for me here? January 12th. So
Thursday.
Thursday. Rachel was right. Rachel killing it. That'll be up at Nintendo.com/Twitch or Switch. Good Lord. On They just tell us live stream on January 12th U.S. time. It doesn't give us a time on the page. Thanks for that. I appreciate that. So yeah, next week we will go over all of that because I can almost guarantee that will be
A lot.
Yeah, that will be pretty much what we want to talk about next week.
Probably going to be the only thing we talk about the entire.
Pretty much. Before we head out of here, Delbert, where can people find more of your stuff at?
You can find me on Facebook and Twitter. I am Viri Gaming, VIRI Gaming on either one of them. I would give you my YouTube link. However, I do not quite have my custom URL yet. So if you want to help me with that, definitely hit me up on YouTube or one of the two that I've just mentioned and give me a subscribe on YouTube just so I can get closer to the 100 subs necessary to get my custom URL. Make it easier to find me next time.
Legit. You can get a hold of the show at geekioshow@gmail.com. Just put Gamer Geeks in the subject line so we know that is for this show and not for others. Facebook and Twitter are both /Geekio Show. You can give us a call on the Geek Hotline at 727-489-4335. That is 727-489-GEEK. You can support this show and the entire network over at patreon.com/geekio. And make sure you check out our YouTube channel at youtube.com/geekio show for our Tabletops Gamer Geek show, including the New Year's Eve special with Delbert, where we got mostly drunk on Ruinum and played a lot of Exploding Kittens. Where, I have different people joining me mostly every week, and we play some different awesome card games. And we are, of course, live right here Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central over at diamondclub.tv, where not only this show, but all of our shows are simulcast along with our site, which is geek-io.net. Also, our Twitch channel is twitch.tv/geekio show, which has Raul and me and maybe Delbert eventually when he gets a not crappy internet connection doing some streams. Yeah. Other than that, anything that we want to anything else before we head on out of here?
Not really. I mean, just I'm always open to feedback and suggestions on my stuff. So, if you have any hints that I could work on, just let me know, guys. Viri Gaming.
Yeah, Dell's stuff is also simulcast onto our YouTube. So there's that too. Just a few days later, because check out his stuff first, and then check out our stuff. But on that note, Happy New Year, everybody. We will be back right here next week with Nintendo Switch news and much, much more. For myself, for Delbert, for the PC Dead, Raul, good game.
This has been a Geek.io Media Network production. Copyright 2017.